Hey guys, here at ThorHammers.com. So we've got a couple different hammers here that I'm going to show you real quick. First, we've got this resin bad boy that's just over 8 pounds. And it's absolutely beautiful. There's engraving all around it, from the knots to the runes to the pommel. Just absolute gorgeous leather work. It's so beautiful. And the stand. Serious? Now this one. She's heavy. 27 pounds. Solid aluminum head, again, with the knots and the runes engraved into every bit of it. Premium leather, burnished wrappings, and then the pewter pommel and pewter rings. Oh, it's so heavy. And this custom stand to go with it. Trying not to break things, because these things are heavy. These things are about $2,700. This one was $1,000, and then this bad boy right here, which I'm not even going to try to lift, because I lifted it already and I'm pretty sure I hurt myself. But this is really heavy. That's a big sucker. What did we say, 70 pounds? 70 pounds. $3,000 for this bad boy, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Solid steel. Such a bamf piece. Absolutely. This one's my favorite though. Because it's made of foam and I can lift it and I won't break things. Or hurt people. I can do this and it only hurts a little. So yeah, they got tons of different types of hammers. Tons. Apparently they make them out of crystal. They make them out of wood, resin, aluminum, pewter. Any style you want, any kind you want, with any kind of custom engravings on them that you can think of. Here comes the wood one. And you still get that incredible attention to detail with the engravings and the runes and the custom leather. Every piece here is absolutely gorgeous and just absolutely amazing to just look at. They're all one of a kind, specifically for your needs, whatever you want on them. And they're just absolutely so much fun. You know what I mean? That's so cool. I want to play with stuff now. Let's go look at stuff. Hey guys, Gabriel here with Nerd-O-Rama Network. I'm here with Clay and Terry Williams. We're going to take a walk through the shop and see some really cool stuff. So what do you guys got?
Well, where are you going to start? First off, we've got, basically I do a lot of stuff for taxidermists. So what I'm doing here is I'm molding a set of antlers. So you got some antlers there. You want Conan emblems? We've got Conan emblems. Basically we can make just about anything you want to think of. This is a piece that Terry, I'll let you explain that one.
Well, this one is from my mother. And when I took care of her things when she passed away, this was broken. And I really wanted to keep it because it meant a lot to me. So with some epoxy, I believe.
Yep.
He replicated, I should say, the beard that was chopped off up to here, broken off. So, and we'll go in and I'll stain it and touch it up to match it perfectly. One of the things that I'm really proud of that he does is these over here. And it's body casting. And he goes in and does the rough draft and gets it to where he wants it, and then I come in and refine things. I get it to where it's, that's pretty cool. Full body on that one. And we do a lot of things that have to do with bodybuilding shows. It's, so many people have like a room full of trophies.
Right.
And we bring them a body casting. Once they win the next show in the next year, they get a body casting of what they worked hard for all year long to get that big show.
Right.
And they hang it on their wall.
That's incredible.
And we actually do
Absolutely
pregnancy
incredible.
castings too.
Really?
New mommies. And that's one of the
Wow.
things that we're coming out strong with in the gynecologist's office, to where you can have baby belly, or you can have the full torso, you can have arm and a shoulder, or you can have just from here to here. You know, it's whatever
Okay.
you want. And
Right.
it's very, very daring to do that. It's some really interesting work.
Around over here. This is one of the resin Thor hammers that we make. This one is just still in the working stages, obviously. I've got the knotwork attached to it. I'm doing some final cleanup on it. And then I will bring it over here and we'll do all the finish work on it to where you're going to look at it and you don't even know it's made out of resin. You think it's metal.
Oh, wow.
This one here, what I'm doing, Game of Thrones, the dragon eggs.
Yeah.
That's what I'm making here. Just an ostrich egg, and I've got all the scales here, so when that's all done, that'll be a dragon egg.
That's awesome.
And then these are just some different things that we've done with the laser machine, and we'll touch base on that a little bit later, but these are just some different things that are capable with the laser machine that we have. And I will let you take over here.
Well, this is my little area. This is where all the leather is done and refined down to as much perfection as I can get it to, which we'll see the other hammers that are completed later. This is a lot of tedious work, but I take a lot of pride in it, and it shows when people, want to come back and get more. So these are all the tools, bone tools. These are all pieces of bone and ivory, and this is actually an antler, I believe. And then you have your wood tools and your scalpels. I used to, as I said before, hand cut these in. It was very tedious, and Clay was able to dial this in really close with the machine and get them cut out so that we don't have to go through all that, but you still have a lot of work that has to be done in the end of it. But this is a metal hammer.
That metal one, actually, we're going to be pouring a metal one here a little bit later. I've actually got the metal melting right here, and I've got the mold set, so we'll actually pour one of these handles here a little bit later.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
And we're working on a saber.
And then this one here is a lightsaber that I'm working on for a client. He sent me the lightsaber, and he wanted it outfitted with custom dragon. So I have this custom little dragon head, and this is going to get hollowed out. It's going to have lights and sound, and the eyes are going to light up, and it's going to be sound. But this is going to be, his custom saber when it's all finished.
So you guys run the gamut here, from everything from nerdy stuff to sentimental pieces for the house and all that kind of stuff.
We try not to say no to anything. We try to use the capabilities, and it's a God-given talent, so we got to use our God-given talent, and that's we give him honor for everything we do here, and we couldn't do it without him. But we try to don't say no to anything. If we can't do it, we know somebody that can.
Right.
That's the thing. So,
Hourglass.
yeah, we can go over here, and this is all custom-made, hand-forged hourglass here. It's actually pretty cool. We worked on it. I actually did it for my church back there. They wanted a little bitty small hourglass, but I never do anything little bitty and small. So it's got 65 pounds of sand in it, and so here you go. You just basically right in the top there, huh? Right here. There you go.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
So what I'm doing when I moved here from Michigan, it was this packaged, and it stayed, it was 65 pounds of sand, and it kind of bowed this a little bit. So what I did is I'm making some new bottoms to it, bottoms and top, and then I'm going to hand forge some metal straps to go across here and go on there and connect in the corners to keep the weight on it. So it won't bow on me. So that's all in process. And
Still, that's amazing.
this is just many different projects over here in various stages, and eventually we get to them all, but that's how it is. So, but that's
And
that.
we refab things such as that we discussed a little earlier.
Oh yeah,
The
that
trike.
little trike. We're going to be doing that
Just like
too.
we did the Jesus statue.
Are you worthy?
Ah, let's find out. No, no, I'm not worthy. No. Ooh, I think I pulled something.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. Let's see.
Okay.
She's worthy of that. All right. You're gonna have to show me how to do that later.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well, I'm not, okay, and now on to this. Okay, this is the molding area. You'll notice a lot of smooth-on product here. I'm actually not a stocking distributor, but I'm actually a distributor for smooth-on product. Actually, it's for TFB composites, and we have not only the smooth-on, but we fiberglass, composite materials, resins, epoxies, you name it. And
Right.
so we're the Florida division for that too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so all the mold making stuff that you see here, we actually can provide that too. Here's all of our leather working stuff. We actually do a lot of our own leather working here too.
Must be.
So yeah, this is Terry stuff. We use all kinds of different types, colors, styles of leather here. And we can do our own embossing. We do our own little stamps on it. We can, create just about whatever you want out of the leather too. So
through the process of creating something like a Thor's hammer,
Yeah.
you would go through and make the hammer, then you would come back with the leather and the
Correct.
touch-ups.
Correct.
And
yeah,
then
she would finish it off. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm the refiner.
She takes care of all the details. So.
all that meticulous stuff.
Yeah, all the meticulous stuff. And then this side here is where all the machinery is and everything. And we do a lot of the basic stuff over here, all the rough stuff over here, and that side is really the finishing side over
Right.
there. So this is just some of the different items that we've got here. Basically, we've got our saws and our machines and stuff all over here. And our work
Laser.
tables. Yeah,
CNC.
that's a laser. It's a CO2 laser. Got a little CNC machine over here. And I got my welding stuff and my forge, so I can hand forge things. Pretty much any material,
Yeah.
we'll take it, we'll grab it, and we'll go with it. Here's one.
Is that the Indiana Jones?
I didn't make that one, but I've had a lot of people ask about it. So that, and I've got the triangle of light up there too.
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't make those, but this is a handle that actually I started creating myself. It's stacked leather and aluminum rings, and basically what I do with this is this starts off and it's about this long, and then I have to compress it down because the leather is wet, and I compress it down, let it dry, then I compress it again and let it dry, and then I glue it all, and that's
So
what you get.
this isn't leather that's like wrapped
No.
this way.
No,
No,
these
that's
are
stacked.
they're
like
rings. Sheets of
And
leather.
the sheets
just-
are about that
yeah.
thick.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's that. And this particular guy wanted a pommel on them, so that's a hand poured pewter pommel, and we do that by hand too. Pour all the pewter.
Wow.
So, and then this is one of the rough. This handle is for this hammer here. This is one of the rough ones, and then I have it made so I can do custom knot work. So if you don't want the standard knot work that comes in one, I can create special knot work to your
Right.
design, and I can insert it in there for you.
Oh, wow.
And then I can do custom engraving on the side for you, whatever you want, things like that. So this one, what I've done is I've created the knot work, which he wanted it like the the original Thor hammer. So that knot work will just simply I'll fasten it in there. I'll make sure, and it doesn't come out when I put it in there. So that's. And this is about 25 pounds. That's a solid block of aluminum. So, and then obviously you got different styles of handles too here. Just all kinds of different ones. This is a little mini one that I'm doing. So, and I poured the pommel together with this one. It's a little rough, but it works. So, this is just a lot of the other stuff. This is something different that you'll never see. Those are ceramic Predator masks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, those are made out of ceramic. This has chainmail in it, and this has actual pieces of meteorite embedded into it.
Huh.
So you don't see ceramic ones very often. So they're not wearable, obviously, but
Right.
yeah.
A little dusty
But
because they
still.
Here's just some of the other work that we do. I mean, like I said, there's a whole gamut of things that we can do. And,
This is a hammer, just doesn't have the handle on it.
Yep, World of Warcraft. That one's solid aluminum too. That's about 50 pounds of solid aluminum there. Yeah. And things we do at request for some crosses, sew those up. Make them out of wood too. This one here is signed by Stan Lee.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. I actually gave Stanley a hammer, and he signed both of them. And he told me, he says, hammers are the best damn hammers I've ever seen. You know? I actually just made a hammer and sent it to another client, and he's going to meet Stan next weekend to have him sign it too.
Awesome.
So,
Wow.
And he's had one with
Arnold.
Arnold's
Yeah, I
birthday.
made one for his birthday. Arnold Schwarzenegger
Really?
for
Yeah,
his
his
birthday.
friend ordered it for him, and
Yeah. So, many different things here. Then we've got over here, and this is our. I can't lift the top up because it'll stop. But what I can do is I can pause it, and then we can lift it up. And then, we got the Nerd-O-Rama logo. There you go. So we'll get that one finished off. That's gonna look good. It's all done. So get that one done. CO2 laser. It's a 100-watt CO2 laser. We can do signs with this thing. We can cut leather. We can engrave leather. We can do. You'll see a thing that I did over here with some woodwork, with some custom woodwork on the sea turtle I've done over here. I did that on the laser as well. So this has a lot of capabilities.
So not just wood, can pretty much put any materials.
It will not cut metal, but it will engrave on metal.
Okay.
And here's a little example of what it does, how it engraves on metal. There's a spray you spray on it, and then what it does, it actually adheres that spray right to it. So it won't cut it, but you can engrave onto it. So just my logo there. And then you got the little, Iron Man.
Look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just Iron Man hanging out in
Just
the
Iron
corner.
Man hanging around.
Yeah.
And this is just some of the little stuff that you can do on the CNC machine there. And these are just little quick basic programs that I did just to run the test programs
Just
on
a
it.
basic program,
Yeah,
little
these are-
xenomorph action over here.
Yeah.
Just random stuff.
Just little quick stuff. I'm actually on the
likes
machine
to
right
play.
now. What I've got going, I just paused it. It's a little noisy, but we're actually cutting the knotwork right now for the hammer. So I'm actually cutting that out right now. It's a long process because it has to go in there and it goes around. It's called Z-level roughing is what it is.
Okay.
And it takes one layer at a time, but it has to go around all these little things.
Right.
And it's only taking 4,000ths out at a time because I'm using a 1mm cutter.
So what's the difference between the darker background
one-
on this one and the shiny background on this one?
I weathered that one already.
Okay.
Yeah, I put a chemical weathering on it and it just weathers it.
Okay.
So basically they start off like this, then they turn into this, then I have to do some sanding and stuff on them, and then these will drop right into those pockets we saw
Right.
earlier. And these will, I use some chemical fastening for it. So this is a great little machine. I want to get a bigger one that I can actually do the roughing on the blocks with, the hammers. I can't do it on this one because this one isn't as rigid as I would like it to be, but I can do all the fine detail work with this one. Plus I can do a lot of woodworking and plastics and composites with this one. So this has a lot of versatility. They actually use this type of machine. They don't use it for this. They use it actually to make doors and cabinetry and things like
Okay.
that. That's what it's made for. But I've modified it to where it
You've added all
does
new,
stuff.
way better use for it.
Yeah. And then over here's just some of the different projects. This is one that I said that I did with the laser. It's a little bit dirty right now. Hey, hon, can you give me a wet paper towel? This one is all kinds of different exotic hardwoods that I cut. What it did is all these areas where the wood is, it cut out where those are, and those areas here, it left those raised. So now I went back and had to hand cut or laser cut individually each one of these little areas there. So this will bring out the glow of it a little bit there, so you can really see what it
It's
looks
not as
like.
dark as it will be once it's got
Yeah.
it's dry. Once it's
Still, that's
cleaned on
already-
there.
Already
It's got a
that
lot of
brings out a
refining
lot
to do.
of
It's
depth.
not even close to being ready yet.
But that brings out the glow of the wood. You can really see the different types. It's a bunch of different exotic hardwoods. And this basically, it didn't start out to do this. Basically, what it started out to do is I wanted to just get the pattern because I was going to actually weld one. I was going to make a 3D one and weld it.
Right.
Well, I started cutting and started playing around, and she says, "Why aren't you home yet?" And this is why I wasn't home yet. So that's what this does, and things just evolve that way. So now I'll just use this cutout pattern to use the pattern to do a weld one, and I'll line this out, and then I'll just make a metal one. And what I'm going to do is, that one's all going to be out of horseshoes, and then I'm going to fill in between it with some of the woods that I've got up there. I'm going to cut slices out of it and fill, so each one of the shells is going to be wood.
That's so cool.
So these are just different things. Then you got.
He just talks about it so nonchalantly, like, oh yeah, I'm just doing all this awesome stuff with exotic woods and making these awesome things. You know, I just do it. I just do stuff.
Little bracelets, little Thor bracelets. Again, we machined them on the machine, and then did the leather work on it, and put snaps on them, and there you go.
I make scrambled eggs. That's what I make. I make scrambled eggs in the morning, and they're never good. Oh, not funny. He does that stuff, but it's not funny because I thought that was gonna hurt. It's foam. It's not.
Yeah. That's for the kids when you go to the cosplay.
I've actually got Universal Studios is wanting me to come and talk to you about those.
Wow.
Different sizes too. Now that one, if I were to pick that one up and go ahead, pick that one up.
Oh, God. Yep, that's a heavy one.
That one's solid steel.
I'm
That one's solid steel.
I'm putting that down.
Yeah, that could give you a hernia.
I'm
Yeah,
not strong enough for that.
that one will hurt you. Yeah. And you got your little ones too. And
I think I can deal with this.
there you go.
I think this is more my size.
All right.
I'm not the mighty Thor. I'm out of shape Thor.
Yeah,
Couch potato Thor.
that's good. So, and then you jump over and we do custom knives as well. This was one of the first ones I ever made, and I made it out of an old hacksaw blade. But that one will take down a tree real quick. This one is hand forged. This one, I did the handle for it. I bought the blade, and then I just did the handle for it. I attached the handle to it.
What's it made of?
That one this is an exotic hardwood. I can't remember which one it was. I got a whole pile of it over there, and that's what that is. This one has a lot of sentimental value to me because I was in a bad motorcycle accident about 3 years ago, and I almost lost my left leg.
Oh, wow.
And it's in bad shape right now. I got a titanium rod going down through my leg. This was the original titanium rod that came out of my leg. This is half of it. She has a bracelet that's the other half. So that's what I made out of my titanium rod.
Did you not work on your titanium rod before they put it in? Be like, can I cut this up a little?
Can you get this out?
Actually, he made a
told
piece
him.
for the surgeon as well.
Yeah.
He said, he took some of the titanium and he made an envelope opener with it.
Yeah.
And he just loved
When I showed this to him, and I had the bracelet too, he totally fell in love with them, and he said, "So you got to make me one." So he sent me some extra rods from what he had laying around. And then this is just another one I made. You might recognize that one. It's got magnets holding it on, so I got to do that. But that is the real deal. Chronicles of Riddick. That's Damascus steel,
Yeah.
and that's real. That's not a toy. Now the handle was actually taken. I knew a guy that had one of the stunts that was used in the movie, so he sent it to me. I made a mold of it, so the handle was actually cast in bronze from the actual one that was used in the movie.
Wow.
So, yeah. And this was actually what this came out of.
Is the side
Yeah,
from
it's
that?
aside from that, and I used it for the
look at that.
stand. Yeah. So it's just got the little magnets. You just hold it right on there. There she goes. That's it.
That is so cool,
Yeah.
man.
There were 6 of those. I made 6 of them, and that's the only one that I have left. Her son has one. I gave her son one. And actually, that's the
That's the
stand,
stand
for
for
his.
his,
That's
yeah.
whereas he might not get that one. But, so, but anyway, and then it just goes on. There's some little signs and stuff that I made with the laser, and then the whole armor of God is there. You've got the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, belt of truth, shoes, the gospel of peace, and the sword of the spirit. That's the ultimate me only right there. This one is the full metal, like it says. This is the full metal head, hand cast pewter rings on it, pewter pommel, and all the leather work on it done by my beautiful wife, and then hand forged stand for it as well.
That's the original color, and that's
Yep,
Italian
the
leather.
original color.
And it's burnished. It's a very time-taking process, but you cut it in, you glue it in, and then you burnish it in, and that's what gives it this rustic, like it's been to war look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't come that way.
Right.
You turn it into that with the burnishing, and that's a lot of time right there.
And
Absolutely gorgeous.
the one next to it actually is a resin version.
Really?
Yeah. That's the resin version. So That's
can barely tell the difference.
That's what we try to do. We try to replicate it to where you can't tell the difference. I mean, there is a difference with the metal. I mean, obviously metal is metal, but when we do the finishes on it, it's a multi-layer process. We
Right.
start off, believe it or not, with a blue color. And
Okay.
then it goes from there, and then it's a multi-layer build-up on there where we just do different layers of it to get the effect we want. And that's why there's no two of them alike. Each one of them is an individual piece, custom
Right.
piece. And
A lot of them like and we don't think we have any available here in the studio today, but where we do the lightning bolts and everything to really make it just strong like it's been out there in the battle.
Right.
And those get done in with hand Dremels, industrial string hand Dremels, and they're, I did one that was titanium.
titanium.
Yeah, and that was a little bit intimidating for me because that's really expensive.
Yeah.
But in the end, it came out fabulous, and I was really happy with it. But I like them with the lightning bolt. I like them both ways, plain or with the inscriptions on them.
Yeah.
And then the lightning is really cool. It just depends on what surface you want and what you want put on them as far as what they have to say. If you want the original words, if you want the insignias that come with the movie.
Yeah,
whatever
we
you want.
do them. We do a lot of them for like
Beer company.
beer companies, usually for commercials. We do them for bodybuilding competitions. We do the resin versions for the bodybuilding competitions. We do them for a lot of corporations where they want them as corporate gifts, you know, to hand out
Really?
to clients.
Oh yeah, or
you
to
know,
people
or
that are
use
retired.
as
What was he? Fire chief.
He's a fire chief.
Yeah,
Yep,
and
did
he's
that.
retiring after 50 years or something.
Yep.
30 years, I think it was.
Or they use them as incentives for the salesman of the month.
I was telling
You
him
know,
if I got that
they
as a
hand them
sales
out
thing,
as the salesman of the
I'd
month
never
gets
quit
to
that
carry
place.
it around for for that month
Yep.
or whatever. You know, the top salesman. So, but that's it. This is what we do.
Now, do you guys do swords as well, or just the hammers?
Just one right around the corner.
Well, I'm working on a couple right here. This is for a bodybuilding competition called the Stingray, and I did this one here. I got to wrap the handle on it, and then I got to finish the blade off. I've had this for a couple years, so it started rusting up on me. So they're all cleaned up, but did this one here, and then this is going to be a resin version of it here, and it's really rusted up. Big difference from Michigan to Florida with the humidity. So.
Huge.
What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to, you see that handle, hun? Actually pour one of these handles here. This is a solid aluminum handle. This is what we use for a lot of our hammers, our Thor hammers. So I'm going to walk you through the process how I make these. Basically what we do is we cut the mold out of foam, just regular styrofoam. We cut it on our little CNC machine over there. This one had a little pommel on it, but it didn't turn out the way I wanted it. So basically I cut the two halves and I glue the two halves together. Then I simply embed them in the sand is what it is. So I've already got one here. It's already in the sand there. It's all ready to go. So I've got the metal all melted already, and this is just a ceramic kiln that belongs to my lovely wife. And it's just sand. It's regular play sand on this one. Now this one I've used a different type of sand, so I'm not sure how this one's going to turn out. I was using this sand before, and it gave me a little bit of a rougher texture on it. So I'm using a little bit finer sand.
Yeah,
So I
I
don't know
saw
how
that.
it's going to show up this time.
Okay.
yeah, I saw that was a little more coarse
What
over
I've
there.
done here is this is what they call a pressure head on this. And what you do is you need that so when you pour the aluminum in there, it builds up. So as it cools, it sucks more aluminum down inside of it. So you got to have that in there. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pour us some aluminum here. Now what you'll see, what will happen is you'll see some flames come up out of this. And what happens is the aluminum simply evaporates. Or not the aluminum, but the styrofoam simply evaporates. So I've got about 1400 degree aluminum in here. As you can see, it's pretty hot. You didn't have to pour that much, but I figured you may as well. Better too much than not enough. And that will take about 20 minutes to cool down enough so I can get it out of there.
So basically you get this tower of sand going on. You put your styrofoam mold into the sand so that when you pour the aluminum on top, evaporates the styrofoam, and what you're left with is the embedment that you got from the sand.
Correct.
Huh.
Yep. Basically what happens is it just evaporates all the aluminum, or all the
You need to pull
styrofoam. It
Back.
bends it. Yeah, it bends it a little bit. So that'll take, I poured way more in there than I needed to. You didn't need a lot, but I poured way more in there. But it creates that head in there, and as you can see, it's still pretty hot. So that'll take about 15-20 minutes to start cooling down enough to where I can pull that out of there, and then we'll see how this one turned out. Like I said, that's the first time I used that type of sand, so we'll see how it turns out. So, love molten metal. I love playing with molten metal. Okay, we poured this, I don't know, it's been half hour, 45 minutes ago. So we're gonna see, I don't know how it came out with this sand, so I guess we're gonna find out. We have a handle.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
We have a handle. Looks
Is
like
it-
it got fatter in the center.
Is it cool enough to touch, or is it?
No, it's still hot.
It's still hot?
really hot. Yeah, it's still really hot. But I can cool it down real quick. Give me a second.
It's a high-tech cooling process, folks.
Oh, yeah.
See that?
See, they don't advertise that these workshops come with a sauna, huh?
Oh, my God. The sand is still really
Oh yeah,
hot.
don't put your hands in it.
I'm not putting my hand up. This is close enough for me. I'm good.
Punch like karate.
Nope. Nope. Not even going to happen. Nope.
Iron fist that.
My palms are like sweating now.
Yeah, it's like being around molten lava. It just came out of there.
That's so cool.
He's nailing it now.
Yeah.
I think there was a little heavy pour on that one, so it's a little thicker.
That'll come off of there later. There you go.
Oh, we also just made our first cajon. Or I didn't. He helped.
That's awesome.
And when we clean it up, it'll look like that one over there.
So you'll just take what, like a Dremel to this and just
I've got
smooth it
steel
all out?
wool. I've got a wire brush I'll clean it off with first, and then I've got some various tools that I'll go in with and clean it up and get it all sanded off.
That is just amazing.
Actually, I did a trident here not too long ago for a bodybuilding competition. Mike O'Hearn, he used to be on American Gladiators. Yeah, he was Titan on there.
Okay.
And he's a friend of mine. I was in Hawaii with him, and he did a bodybuilding show. He was the guest poser, and they gave him a prize every year. So I made him a custom trident. And he's got a big picture of him holding it above his head there and everything.
That's awesome.
So yeah, he's got a couple of my hammers. Like I said, Arnold Schwarzenegger's got them. He's got them. I literally, you name a country, and I've got a hammer in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I got them in Malaysia. Australia, there's a lot of them. I got them in Australia. Argentina, over in the UK, up in Scotland, Ireland, pretty much
And
you
you
name a
said
country.
Stan Lee has one as well?
Stanley has one. I don't know if he still has it, but I gave him one, a custom one. So literally, so it's not only US, it's worldwide.
You ship everywhere.
I ship everywhere.
Everywhere.
I ship everywhere.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
Chris
Absolutely
Hemsworth have
incredible.
one?
Pardon?
Does Chris Hemsworth have one?
No, believe it or not. That's,
Really?
I'm working on that one.
You're working on
Working
that
on
one.
that one.
We're working
See
on
what I
that
can do.
Yeah.
See if I can hook you up.
All right. Yeah, that'd be good. So
one.
that's the process. There we go.
That's so cool. So it goes from molten lava into sand and styrofoam, of all things.
That's it.
And the sand does not turn to glass, huh? From the
Yeah.
heat?
No, it's hot. That
Yeah.
sand is hot, but you can see how it went from that white to the black.
Yeah.
So, yep.
That's so cool.
And some hot sand now, like a Florida beach.
Jeez. That's epic. Just, oh God, this is everything right here is just a lot of heat radiating.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is.
We're getting all sorts of sweaty over here.
Yeah, and you already tried to see if you're worthy, right?
I'm gonna try again though, because I got a feeling this time we're gonna get it.
No, look at
this.
this. Oh yeah, breathe,
Look at this.
breathe,
Stretch it out.
breathe.
Let me get it this time. Yeah, a whole bunch of nothing. Not even close. Ugh. It's not even like when it wiggles. There's nothing.
Oh, look at him. He's worthy.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Now who's worthy?
Yeah.
Big dog.
Yeah, Mama, I'm coming home.
That is so cool.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
All right.
God. All right, guys. Just so you were all clear on this, ThorHammers.com. ThorHammer.com. With an S, no S. Go to the right website. Big difference.